All right, so this is going to be a quick video really talking about the metric system. I see this question in my lower classes and my higher classes, and it's really just a sort of a foreign concept to us as people that live in the United States. Everywhere else in the world, besides like two other countries, use the metric system. So we're special, but not in a good way. So if you ever go to another place, you're going to need to know the basics of what this means. So, for this question specifically, we're going to talk about liters, grams, and meters, which you guys should know basically, and then kilo, centi, and milli. So, liter essentially is a big water bottle. Those are one of those things where um, if you were going to have a pizza party and your mom went to the store and got really cheap, the big bottles of soda that you could split within like 3, 5 people. That's essentially what a liter is. A gram is about the weight of a paperclip, and a meter is almost, not exactly, similar to the distance of a yard. Okay, so most of your options for these questions are going to be liter, gram, meter. If there's something else that comes up, let me know and I'll explain to you. But those three are the ones you're mostly going to get. Now, kilo, centi, and milli are not the only ones that you're going to see. There's like hecto, there's all these things that you guys can hear, but for the most part, the three that you're going to see the most often are kilo, centi, and milli. So you'll have like kilometer, right? Which is kilometer, which is essentially 1,000 meters, okay? Or a centimeter, which is a part of something. I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's talk about this real quick. So kilo means times 1,000. A lot of the times, you're going to hear this when you're talking about actually, not even really. A lot of times people have a hard time understanding about this. So, unfortunately, most people understand this when they talk about like a drug reference in a movie. They're like, oh, I need a kilogram. That's a lot. So, when you hear about this kilo, I want you to think it's like it's a lot of whatever you're looking or what you're thinking about. Okay. And next you have a centi. And this isn't so foreign to us because we have centimeters, which is smaller than an inch. So, centi means it's smaller divided by 100. So if you had 1 meter and you divided it into 100 pieces, you would have a centimeter. Okay. And if you had a millimeter, which is 1,000, you would have a meter and you would divide it into 1,000 pieces. So milli is smaller than centi. So what I want you guys to really think about this, which is a really sort of, for me, my head thinks about this a little easier. So the ending here, kilo, ends in O. That's your bigger one. When you're multiplying it by something, it gets bigger from there. Centi and milli ends in I, right? So this means it's like it's getting smaller. So if you have one that ends in O, it means it's getting bigger from the base. And centi and milli, if it ends in I, it's getting smaller than that. So that's sort of like a cheat to sort of think about exactly what it's talking about for that question. So for this one, when you do this question, it's going to give you sort of a drop down here, which we can't really access since it's just a picture of the question. But Charmaine added 6 what of cream to her coffee. Well, I know it's not going to be grams or meters because it's like that's a distance and that's a weight. So you're going to use the base liter here. And I would say a milliliter would go here because you're not going to put like a liter is a whole big thing of like water or soda or something. So that would be a lot. So I would only put a little bit of that into my coffee. So I would put a milliliter. Pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Don't hate me. All right. Last week, Ruben drove about 14 what to visit his uncle. Well, we know we're talking about a distance, so we're not really going to have to worry about liter or gram, but it's going to be something meter, and I know that kilo means like something really big. So I would use kilometer for that one. And whenever you're thinking about a distance, sort of think of kilometers as similar to miles. So if it's asking a question about distance, for the most part, especially if they're driving, you're going to be talking about kilometers. Layla has a cellular phone. Its mass is about 100 watt. So you're going to think about your weight here. So that's going to be gram. And it's probably, if it's 100, if it was just like one whatever, like if this question was like, she had one whatever, I would say 1 centigram, but like that's not centigram. Yeah, 1 gram or something, like multiple grams. But I would say probably 100, probably just straight up grams. Okay, not your grandma, just a weight. I know. Don't hate me. That was Courtney. So, if you guys have any questions about this, definitely refer to this while you're thinking about it. This is one of those questions that even the guys in like algebra 2, like we just have a hard time thinking about what this means because we use like pounds and miles and stuff like that. But this is how the rest of the world does it, so we have to keep up with them. So, if you have any more questions, let me know.